Jason Miller joins me now. Jason, country's devolving, getting worse. What are your thoughts on Mayor Adams saying that New York City subway is the safest on the globe?
I would say tell that to the professional cellist who had the snot beat out of him in the subway just a couple weeks ago and can no longer play down there. Just you see the social media clips online of people getting attacked, people being assaulted. It's pretty scary. It's almost at a third world level. I mean, it's a hellhole. That's the easiest way to say it. But the sad thing is, Eric, it's not just New York City. A lot of people know that, hey, there's going to be some bumpy things happening in New York City. It's all around the country. I was with President Trump in Michigan on Tuesday. This is following the murder of Ruby Garcia by an illegal alien. And one thing really stood out to me, and that was one of the local police officers said that they don't even arrest people for making meth anymore. It is so easy to get across the southern border in the U.S. It is so cheap to move fentanyl. No one needs to make drugs in the U.S. anymore. They just smuggle it all in. So what Joe Biden has done is turn every city, every state, every community into a border community. That's why you're seeing so much of this crime.
It's incredible. One of the other things we noticed, Trump, I believe it was today, he was with Hugh Hewitt, maybe yesterday, not sure, one of the 2 days. A lot going on in the Middle East. Now, Israel is warning that there may be an attack from Iran imminently. They're pulling people out of embassies and whatnot. Biden, I can't figure out where he is on Israel. The reporter asked him, he got mad at the reporter for asking. I don't know where he is. Trump says that Israel is losing the PR war by not winning. He said they need a victory.
Well, President Trump's exactly right. And it's not just the fact that President Trump said it, but that so many members of the Jewish community said, you know what, President Trump, you're exactly right. The president's the most supportive president we've ever had for Israel. That doesn't mean that it's a complete pass, that when you see the war going on and on following the terrorist attacks of October 7th, it's only a matter of time until the entire theater gets involved. Or we see Iran making noise that they're going to launch some attack. And that's what President Trump was saying. He stands with Israel, but hey, you got to get this resolved. You got to take care of this. And this is, unfortunately, with Joe Biden, this culture of chaos, this culture of death and destruction that he's created. There was no Ukraine invasion under President Trump. There's no disastrous withdrawal of Afghanistan. You didn't have terrorist attacks like October 7th into Israel, but you do under Joe Biden. And so Joe Biden, every single scenario is here's how we create more chaos and more death. President Trump is saying, I want to stop the killing. Doesn't matter if it's Ukraine, Israel, wherever.
I'm glad you brought up Ukraine. Guys, see if you can pull up that soundbite of Antony Blinken.
Ukraine will become a member of NATO. Our purpose at the summit is to help build a bridge to that membership and to create a clear pathway for Ukraine moving forward.
This is dangerous. This is really dangerous, Eric. Joe Biden is to blame for what happened in Afghanistan. He's to blame for what happened in Ukraine, to blame for what happened in Israel, to blame for what could happen with China and Taiwan. But when you look at this move, when you look at Blinken saying they're going to bring Ukraine into NATO, this is an act of war. This is an act of war, not with Russia, who's already invaded Ukraine and has been fighting with them both under Biden and also under Obama and Biden. This is pulling all of NATO into a war. Mm-hmm. And why are they escalating?
By the way, we fund the vast majority of NATO, and we're the ones who are going to end up ponying up. It's basically saying, hey, U.S., you're joining Ukraine to fight Russia.
This is dangerous. This is reckless. I thought the border was maybe the most dangerous thing that Joe Biden had done in this country. He's doing everything he can to force a war with Russia. I don't understand what he's doing. The only explanation I can think of, Eric, is that Joe Biden doesn't even know what's happening. That he has these rogue actors within his administration, whether it's Blinken, whether it's Rice, whether it's any of these other liberal crazies that are there. And again, I don't know if it's recklessness, stupidity, maybe some weird globalist ideology, but they're begging for armed conflict with Russia.